everyone.
Hey, hey.
We haven't touched the technology in a while, so I messed with the thing. We're good. It's working.
Good. Hey, as long as it's working, let us know if you see us because, again, not touching the technology for all summer through our summer
hiatus. Summer hiatus. I was taking a summer creative class, a little writing class.
Right.
Do you see what I did there with all the stuff in the text?
Yes, yes.
A hiatus. We're doing a rendezvous. We're dynamic hosts.
Exactly.
Look, I'm learning words.
Exactly. Didn't even go to college and waste all that money because you're learning words otherwise.
I learned a lot of stuff in college too, ma'am.
I'm just joking. College is important. Stay in school. So
we have missed you all so very, very much.
We really have missed them.
It's been a while.
It's been different.
It feels like it's been a while. When did we stop?
I don't know. It's been a long time.
Was it June or July?
June or July.
It was one of those times. It feels like a lifetime.
It does. It feels like a lifetime since we've talked to you. And you guys are our friends, so it's almost like we've been really lonely.
I haven't been lonely.
Well, I've been lonely because I miss talking to you and seeing you guys talk back with us.
We've decided tonight to go back to our roots a little bit. We both did a lot of thinking over the summer hiatus about after hours and where we'd like to see it go in the future.
Yeah.
And going with our future vision, we actually wanted to go back a little bit to where we started.
Yeah, more of a casual vibe, just having fun. So Corey made us wear our PJs.
We're back in our PJs again. I'm in a different season. I'm in Christmas PJs because every day is Christmas around here.
There you go. And our drinks and our snacks.
We have our drinks and our snacks. We're going back to how we started after hours to begin.
Yeah, and just chill with you and answer questions and talk and give you some really good tips along the way.
And be live a lot more often.
And be live a lot more often. Exactly. So again, super excited to have you guys on. Thanks for joining us. We've got Judy, Randy, Marie, Tanya, Kathy, Tyla. Thank you so much. I might have said that wrong. Thyla. Did I say that
I liked
wrong?
both ways.
They both sound good. They're both pretty names.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We've got a great segment planned for you tonight.
Yes.
Over the course of the next few weeks, we are going to be tackling the Fancy This book.
Yes.
So this is a book that we carry, if I can pick it up, called Fancy This. And in this book, it kind of takes you through a streamline of a bunch of different freehand techniques.
Yeah, exactly. Different freehand techniques that you can use whether you have a hand-guided machine or a computerized machine on placement and what to do when you're coming up with those ideas. Especially those fill techniques, for sure.
For sure.
So we have the book available in hard copy and digital. So either way, it's on our website. We do have it in digital. Digital download.
All right, it's on our website, longarmsupplies.net. But what we're going to be doing is actually hitting every aspect of the project in this book. So you're actually getting more or less a full freehand class from the comfort of your own home.
I'll show this is a sampler.
It's going to end up almost looking like this.
Just a tad.
Yeah, and we're changing designs up. We're moving things around. But this is a wonderful idea for you to hang up on your wall next to your machine.
Yeah.
And whenever you're needing a little bit of inspiration, you can look over and go, oh, I bet that would look really good on my quilt. And make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
and then also to have it there for if you have customers and that you want to put different techniques on there for them to choose from.
Thing about customers, don't put anything on that quilt
that you
don't want to quilt because that's the thing they're going to pick.
Exactly.
It happens
maybe not
every time. Trust
me. Exactly. So while you are here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You want to give you a little spiel.
So it'll be right down at the bottom right-hand corner. After you click on that subscribe button, make sure you click on the little bell that shows up so you can get notified whenever we post new videos or go live here at After Hours.
Exactly. Yay! We're back.
We're back.
Woo-hoo.
It's kind of surreal.
I know, right? So, hey, before we get started on this awesome Fancy This techniques, what did you guys do this summer? Did you start any new projects? Throw that in the feed. And in the meantime, what?
We have a ghost.
Oh, we do?
The thing moved.
Maybe it's because it's the weight.
No, there's a ghost.
There's not a ghost.
There's a ghost in this building.
No,
building from 1873.
No. Not a ghost. Anyway, definitely put in your feed what you've been doing. We'd love to see that along the way, what projects you're working on, and we'll chat back and forth with you. Another thing I just wanted to bring to attention really quick, because we get this question like every single day on the phone or in the chat about our patterns.
Oh, she has been on one about these pantographs today.
Well, so we sell pantograph patterns, and we actually develop these pantograph patterns. We print them here every day on a plotter, and because we print them on the plotter and we roll them, we have multiple sizes on one pattern sheet.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you were to order, this is going to be people that use pantographs. If you were to order pattern number 2, you're going to get 3 sizes. So it's really important when you're looking at the patterns that you look at the sizes it comes with, and you get all of those sizes for that low price. Because everybody's like, well, I just want that size 10. I'm like, well, you can have all 3 of them. I can. So yeah, it's whatever it says there, that's what comes with it. Example, what?
I was acting a fool over here, and you were being so professional. You were being so professional.
And then again, like something like this, you've got 2 patterns. So if there's only 2 sizes, it comes with both of those sizes for that low price. So just a kind of little information there. Just wanted to give that out there one more time.
A little spiel.
Maybe that'll just help a little bit. Who knows?
Maybe the little spiel.
All right, so I think they want to learn.
I'm ready to learn.
You ready to learn?
Yeah, this is all you tonight. No, I'm ready to learn too. I'm ready to learn.
I do have a little bit I want to do.
Okay.
And I might have a little surprise in the middle, just to throw you off.
Surprise to what?
You might need to exercise a little bit.
Wow.
We got to get our blood pumping and
Get our creative juices flowing.
get our creative juices flowing.
All right, well, let's take a bite of our snack.
Okay, let's do that. And then let's head on over there.
Oh, good cookies.
They're good.
Our fabric rep brought those, right?
They did, yeah.
Shout out.
Thanks, Lori.
Love them. Okay,
Right.
well, let's head over to the machine and kind of take a look at where we're going to start and what we're doing.
Alrighty.
All right, so heading over to the machine, I have gone ahead and kind of pre-stitched out where I'm going to be placing stuff just so you have a visual. But in your Fancy This book, you have a document here, or not a document, wow, an image right here with the different sizing for where you can do things and what size you want it to be. So you can pause the video. Oh, wow, I was way up in the air. You can do a pause and get a screenshot on that. But you kind of get the idea of what you're doing. You can mark it out or you can sew it out like I've done, completely up to you. But we're going to start here in the center circle.
Mark it out, sew it out, piece it out.
Whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
Marie built a new sewing room in her spare bedroom. I can't even talk.
I was waiting for you to get there. You take your time.
A new sewing room.
You just take your time getting there. All right, so we're going to start off in the circle here, and I want to start by making a smaller circle within this one so we can do some feathers to wreath around the outside. And I'm going to give you 4 different versions of feathers that you could do. So first things first, I'm going to grab my spiderweb Designs with Line stencil. This is 2185. And I think
the smaller one's 2961 in case they wanted a smaller one.
Okay. 2961?
Yeah,
is that
I think so. I think
is it really?
Yeah.
Look at you. She's like
sure.
my own little product catalog.
There you go.
So,
Product catalog.
my own little product catalog. And with this stencil, I'm going to be using this to help find the center of this circle. So I'm matching up the lines around the outside, hitting those square points. And the dot in the center is going to be my perfect center. So I'm going to take my Ultimate Marking Pencil. I'm going to set it right there on the inside, and I'm just going to mark down. You can also use pounce powder for this. I'm just using my marking pencil. Pull it apart or pull it off, and then there's a faint little center line, which is where we want to work from.
Awesome.
So that's going to give us that right there. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to use my bullseye. Now, we sleep on this template because it doesn't get enough love. This thing is cool.
Yeah, that's true.
So with this bullseye, what I'm going to do is because I want to put...
sleep on it?
No, you don't put it in your bed. This is not a Tempur-Pedic template, okay? But I got to get you up with the TikTok lingo. Come on now, Mom, you sleep on it. Which means you don't use it that much.
Okay.
Anyway, so what you can do with this template is not only does it give you a circle around the outside, but you can use the circle lines to help find the center of a block. You just put your foot right here in the center. But what I'm going to do is because I'm going to actually end up stitching this, I want to use a little trick that I've been doing over the summer. I'm going to take some double-sided tape. Because this is a larger template, it's hard to get my hand exactly where I want it and work around this template perfectly. I've already got grip dots on one side, but it's hard to get that hold right when I'm working around this whole thing. You know, sometimes the machine just gets awkward with it. So on this opposite side where my grip dots are not, I'm going to take some double-sided tape.
I haven't seen you do this because you know what I was
thinking? This is a new one.
When you said go get some double-sided tape, I'm like, are we hanging something?
Mom. I'm done. Get us some double-sided tape right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my machine in the center, and I'm going to lower my needle down right in that dot that we made with our spider web. To have that true center, needle down right in that. the side with the double-sided tape, put that down towards the fabric, and you slide this right in with your foot. It's going to hit the foot right where it needs to, and then I'm going to stick it down with my double-sided tape.
Good idea.
Okay, so we have a nice circle for the true center because we took it right up to that hopping foot with the needle down in that.
Okay.
I love this.
Love it.
And it doesn't damage the fabric with that double-sided tape, but it also doesn't move as much.
It just pulls the lint up.
It just pulls the lint up. Look at that. We could sell that. Have another lint roller. You have a template lint roller. Let's make it happen. All right, so I'm going to pull my needle up, and we are going to stitch around the piece. If I can get that right, there it goes. Got something caught under there. Oh, you know what I need? Need to grab something real quick. Might need a bobbin case in there. Might need a bobbin case in there. I've been doing this for a while. I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I promise you. All right, and I also have a ruler base on as well. Anytime you're working with templates, you want to make sure you have a base on there.
Exactly. Okay.
So I'm going to take a single stitch. Hold that in place right there. Take a single stitch. Pull up my bobbin thread. That is now there. Come back, do a couple more single stitches to tie off. I have a tie off feature on my Nova, so I'm going to be using that. And then, Mom, do you want to hit the light so we can do some glow in the dark quilting?
Ooh, we're going to do some glow in the dark quilting.
Yeah, let's have fun with that.
Alrighty.
All right, lights off, here we go. All right, so even though I've got that tape on there, I still want to have a nice little hold on here just in case. And I'm going to start my machine up and work around this. Now remember, you're holding onto that template, but you're also holding your machine, kind of placing it towards that template, using it kind of as a guide more or less. You don't want to jam the machine right onto the template, but you're just using that to help you out. And I'm just going to work around this to give myself that nice section that I'm looking for. I'm just taking this a little slow just to make sure it's hitting the way I want. Now, I'm going to pause right here temporarily. Because this bullseye has that drop right here in the center, I'm going to rotate this, so pick it up, rotate it a little bit, so I can still get it nice where I want it, but the foot will then still be able to glide next to a solid surface. So we'll get that realigned, stuck back down, and then I can finish off my circle, just like that. So I'm going to trim away my threads, and I have my inner circle right here to work with. So from this section, I want to go ahead and give us some feathers to work on. So I'm going to actually pull up my thread real quick so we can draw out the feathers together. Normally I would just start stitching straight from here to do those, but I want you to also have a visual of what we're doing. So I'm going to pull up my thread real quick. Trim those away. And then can I get lights back on, please, Mom? Woohoo! Perfect. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will use my ultimate marking pencil. Since we're working with this, I want to have that. And I want to break this into 4 quadrants since we're going to be doing 4 different feathers to give you variety. So my best way to do that is taking that spider web again, lining it up, and then just giving myself a hello. If I don't hit that, give yourself a hello too. Mark in these lines just to find your section. And then you can take a straight edge, 4x8, a 12x2, or 2x12, or anything that you've got, honestly, and mark against that to have yourself a nice line work. And this ultimate marking pencil irons out when we're done, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I love that it irons out. I love that. It's because people are always like, how do I take that stuff off?
It just irons right out.
Irons right off.
All right. Just like that. Oh, it looks like, what's that thing? Thing on the cruise ship. The life-saving ring. That's not a helipad, the life-saving ring.
The lifesaver.
Is that what it's called? Lifesaver?
Lifesaver.
I don't think that's what it's called.
I think so. Like a lifesaver, they throw you a lifesaver in the water.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Party.
We had a question if you're using glow in the dark thread, and he's not. He's actually just using neon thread that glows under a black light.
Correct.
But we do have glow in the dark thread.
Correct. And since I'm going to be turning this black light off, or turning the lights off again, I'm using a glow pencil as well on here. So when I turn off the lights, you'll be able to see the little partitions. But we're going to mark those off, and then you're going to do your little sections. So you can take your ultimate marking pencil and begin to put in your feathers. So we're going to start right here. And, no, not yet. Thank you. We're going to start right here, and we're going to begin our drawing process. So starting here, I'm just going to do a regular traditional feather, back and forth, keeping a nice arc, kind of coming in. Actually, a little closer to me. There we go. Coming in, filling this section. Just like that. Until we get to where we need to be. We'll put one more right there. Okay. So that's our one little traditional stacking feather. Now the next one that we're going to do is, I call it a hook feather, but starting here, you're going to come, hook and touch the previous one, overstitch over the top, jump down, and give yourself that feather. So you're always hooking and then overstitching over the hook and back. The thing about this one is when you're coming back from it, you don't want to leave it too soon, otherwise it's going to look not like a real feather would. So I've hooked right there. I'm going to come down with that overstitch to right about here and then come up from there. You still want to have that nice plume look, otherwise it's not going to look proper. And you're just going to keep coming back and forth. So hook it over the top, little down, and then back.
So it's a life preserver. So you're making a feather life preserver.
That's the word. And then
we got smart people
back from
there.
Oh, somebody's got to do it for us. Thank y'all. All right, so it's your traditional. Then you've got kind of that hook feather. Now here, I want to do a feather kind of inside of a feather. So you're going to do it with that traditional one. So you're going to come up with that traditional. And then before you go on to your next one, you're going to put another little feather in. So traditional, and then another little feather.
You got the baby feather, or the feather echo.
It's the mommy and the baby
mommy
feather.
And the baby.
All the way through this section. So you're just doing that main feather, coming through. Main feather, and the little baby one right there. So those are our three options so far. And then fourth option that I want to do is kind of a echoey hook. Does an echoey hook work? I call it an echoey hook. So I'm going to come in, hook it, and then instead of overstitching right over the top, go a little over and come back down.
So like an echo hook. That's probably the proper word. I don't think echoey hook is a proper word.
Echo hook, echo. You know what? We're making words here on After Hours.
There we go.
So hook.
Sorry, Webster Dictionary.
And then over the top. Hook, over the top, hook, over the top, and we could probably fit one more in with a hook and an over the top. Just like that.
Love it.
So you have 4 different feather options to work from.
All right.
So now we get to stitch them out. Now, when the lights go off, we won't be able to see our marking pencil. So keep that in mind. Everybody.
Okay. You'll be able to see it.
I'll be able to see it, yeah.
I was going to say, it doesn't disappear in the dark.
No, it's just it's harder to see with the lights off, but you get to see the thread much better. That's really what we're looking at anyway. All right, so let's get her going. So we're going to first start off with that more traditional feather. If I can keep my thread in my needle.
Gotta pull it up first.
I know. I did. That's okay.
That's okay.
What were you doing over there?
Do you need the light back
on? Maybe. Could you just turn the light bar on?
Oh, the big light bar.
Yeah, the big light bar, the overhead light bar. Hello, let there be light.
I was fixing to say, that's hard to see in the dark over here.
It's not bad.
You just wanted the...
I just like the thread to glow.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me tie this off real quick. That's what it... And then it won't... Okay, and then I'll stitch a little bit first. Okay, lights back off.
Lights off?
Yes, please. Thank you. All right, here we go. So this is that more traditional one again. The thing about doing this in the black light is you can see my mistakes.
That's true.
But it's cool. All right, so that's our first set right there. Okay. Now we're going to go to more of that stacky, the hook stack feather. So you're going to swing out, hook, overstitch, and come back. Hook, overstitch, come back. Hook, overstitch, back. Okay, so now we're going to move into feather with the little baby feather. And then we get to move into our echo hook, not the echoey hook. Come through with a hook, and then over. Hook and over. Now, if you have size, this is one thing I forgot. If you've got size restraints on this, make sure your first hook is a little lower so you can get over it properly. So a little bit of a lower hook, and then over. This is a really good one if you're first getting started on feathers to get the flow of your machine and the motion that your machine takes. Just like that. Perfect. So that is my first set, and we'll get lights back on. Thoughts so far on those first four? I really like the way they come. Oh man, we turn the lights back on. It looks real good.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, lights make it look better.
Lights make it look better.
If you guys have any questions, definitely put it in the feed. I'm over here watching the feed for Corey.
So that is our feather life preserver.
Awesome.
As you have right there.
Yes.
So now we're going to work in the center of
Okay.
this section, and I'm going to give us something that you can use either on a block or in a little cornerstone for the first thing, and then we'll do some stippling on the outside of it, okay? So coming in with another template. I love, love, love me some templates. I'm going to be using the 8x8 template for this one. I want to have a good cube square marking set up so I know how far to go out with my little teardrop plumes that I'm going to be using. So I want to have 4-inch lines that come out, and since this is an 8x8, it's built with 4x4 sections. It's kind of built with a 4-patch. So what I can do is if I hop out there, you see my first initial thought was to do a 4x4, but it's going to extend out into my feathery life preserver. So good thought on that for me. So actually I'll take, instead of using that one, we're going to use a 4x8 ruler, and we'll do 2-inch sections. How's that sound, Mom?
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
We'll do 2-inch sections. She's like, I don't, have fun, do what you want to do. So we'll do, actually let's do 3-inch plumes.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just going to make a random X, more or less, here in the center. From the 3-inch marking on the center dot, I'm going to take this and we're going to go from the beginning of the ruler all the way to the 6-inch mark. First X, and then we're going to turn it the other 45, lining up that 3. And the 3 line down the line and the center dot. And then we can do this to this.
Gotcha.
There we go. So kind of another version of like a basic 8.
Yeah, you could use a basic 8 for that, pounce it, or just draw it on.
Oh, I'm sorry, my little 8x8 thing went right out of my head.
Went right out of your head.
But that's the fun thing about freehand. You can just go crazy with it.
Exactly.
You can just have fun. There are no rules, except for you might want
rules.
to pull up your thread.
Yeah.
Other than that, have fun, go with it. So what we're going to do here is starting here in the center, we're going to come out and give ourselves some plumes, or teardrops, excuse me, just like that. And then we'll come back and do it the other way. Now the lesson here is when you're stitching continuously, try to go with the path of least resistance. So starting right here, we come around this plume. Instead of getting right here and then trying to go this way and having that sharp point, slowly go into this other side as a nice figure 8. Okay, the machine, everything is, all the movement, the momentum is already going this direction. So from this, now go this way. Same thing with your figure 8, come back up this way. And end right back there in the center. The machine momentum will help keep you from jerking and having the machine stop in a weird spot.
Well, let me see if I can do that. Now that you've already drew it all out for me.
Drawn it?
Drawn it all out for me.
Yeah, totally, you can. You want me to pull up the thread?
Yeah, go for it.
So, I'm a master now, pulling
I
up the thread. So starting here in the center, I'll take a single stitch and pull up my thread. Couple more single stitches, and then I'll use my tie-off feature. Okay. And then I'll start it with the needle in the down position for you.
And I'll keep the light on.
Okay, you can keep the light on. Completely up to you, my friend.
Alrighty. So I'm going to see. Gosh, it's been such a long time. Ah, don't get in my way.
Sorry. I guess I'll just leave the thread there. Have at it. I'll pull it off later. Look at you! Oh, you're a master.
I don't think I'm a master.
You can compete in the master category in the quilt shows.
Oh, yeah, right. And well, can I do some funny things in the center?
You have at it.
So same thing, same theory. So we did that. Let's do a little like feather. Oh, that's just a long time.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to answer some questions.
Okay.
Okay. So we are using the Ultimate Marking Pencil for our chalk pencil. I had a question about that from Marie. It is absolutely wonderful. Yes, you do need it. Head right over to longarmsupplies.net and grab you one. It's the best. Marie, also, the glow-in-the-dark thread that I'm using, we sell the Nightlight, but I'm actually using Glide with the black light on. Glide is not glow-in-the-dark by itself. It is black light activated.
Exactly.
But the Nightlight is glow-in-the-dark. You made a what?
I don't think that was part of the plan, but I made it into a butterfly for you.
Oh, that's cute. All right, I'll take it. I think it's cute.
All right, now I'll let you take over unless you just want me to echo, because that's all I'll do.
I'll take over. And then I also got a question. Do you ever turn the autopilot record function on to capture your pattern? Yes, I do. I absolutely love the record function on the autopilot. I'll reset the encoders on the autopilot system, follow those prompts, and then I will do the record, which is a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Okay, so you've done...
I gave you a little bit of a butterfly.
Okay.
Not a perfect thing, but...
That's fine. That's an option. So that's another thing to have in your design arsenal, the little antennas.
There you go.
Right there. I'm going to mimic that same thing over here to the side, and I'm going to do some lines with some texture dots.
Okay.
So another thing that you can throw in. So I'm going to take the machine, turn it on, and we're just going to sprout off here. And a texture dot is when you just bounce back and forth over and do some overstitching. Come back, and we're going to go this way with it. Texture dot, come back, come up with the texture dot, back, over with the texture dot, back, and then we'll have one up in the center here. Texture dot, and then back through, right there to the center. Gives it just a little bit of texture, a little bit of movement. It works for antennas if you wanted to do that. That's also a really great thing just to add in if you need to fill in any space as well. That's a really, really nice one to do.
Okay.
Off to the left, let's do a feather with a thumb at the top.
Okay.
I call it the feather thumb.
The feather.
Because there's always that little thumb at the top.
It does look like a feather thumb when you do it.
It literally does. Okay, so I'm going to work up this, and I'm doing this without a vein. And what I mean by that is that center line to work for. So using that Ultimate Marking Pencil, I'm just going to give myself a line out so I can work back and forth towards that.
I just love that there's all these tools to help give you guidelines.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. You need them all. So we're going to come out here, and we're going to give ourselves a feather, 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 feather. And on this last one, instead of looping around, I'm actually going to go the opposite way. So I'll work around this direction, give myself a little circle, and then drop down. It'll make more sense when I do it. So circle it, and then drop down to right there. See, it looks like a little thumb.
It does.
Donk, right there on top. And then we'll feather on the way back. Right back there into the center.
Okay.
Feather thumb, that's so cute. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to do something right here. What would you like to do out here?
I don't know. You can just whatever you want.
I think I'm going to mimic your antenna design up here with spikes, but I'm going to do them a little closer together.
Oh, good idea.
So it gives it a little bit more texture.
Kind of like a leaf in a way, too.
Kind of like a fern?
Yeah, a fern.
Almost, yeah. Just like that. So 2 different options on that. Let me pull up the thread so you can see it. Mom did 2 of them at the top to give the butterfly some antennas, which is super cute. And then I just gave it a little bit more fluff here. But think about this design in a cornerstone if you have it out there, which we'll get to that next week. You can just easily plop that in super duper fast with your machine. You don't really have to focus super hard on it either to fill up that cornerstone.
All right, so before we do the fill technique, I have something planned.
What?
Yeah, I want to do something. Let's take a creative break and laugh a little bit. Although we laugh all the time here, but this is going to be really funny.
I'm really afraid on what you were thinking.
So I set everything up while you were quilting.
Okay. Where do we go?
We're going to do a chair race.
A chair race?
Yes, and whoever is in second place, because we don't have losers here,
okay,
has to buy dessert.
We have cookies.
No, a better dessert, like Cinnabon dessert.
Not a Cinnabon. Not a final dessert.
Yeah, final dessert.
Not a final dessert.
Okay, let's go up there.
Okay, so where are we going?
It's up in the front.
It's up in the
front. I got the chairs
front.
already in place.
Okay.
Okay, this is obviously not a normal thing for us to do as a quilting show, but I decided that I want to just have fun sometimes. And so I thought
have fun quilting. I don't need to race a chair.
We're going to race a chair.
So what do we do?
So we're going to start. Okay, the only
this is not a good angle, ma'am.
The only rule.
Oh, that's probably worse. Golly.
The only rule is you can't get out of the chair.
You can't get out of the chair.
Whoever hits the table first with their hand is the winner.
Can I take my socks off so I have grip?
No, it's too late.
You have your shoes on.
I know. I knew what I was doing.
This isn't fair. I always quilt with my shoes off.
You can take them off.
Okay.
I'll be fair. I'm your mom. I'll be fair.
I feel like you don't have to be fair because you're my mom. Okay.
Ready?
So wait, well, hold on. So we have to fly down these aisles.
Yes.
And then touch the table.
Yes. We wanted to give you guys something to laugh about. We're being comedic tonight.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Set, go.
Go.
Oh no, you're winning!
Maybe not. Ah! No! I got it. I almost fell backwards.
I got stuck on
You
the
got
mouse.
You got caught on the speed bumps.
On the speed bumps. I even practiced.
Obviously not.
It didn't work.
Oh, ow, that hurts. Ow, that hurts.
Oh, that was fun. See?
Oh.
Now you can go over to the fields.
Back to creative juices. All right. Oh.
I had to throw you for a loop tonight.
Throw me for a loop.
I've always wanted to race chairs.
You've never raced a chair before? Safely.
Not in the store.
There it is. Not in the store? Okay. Well, that's going to be the new thing.
Okay, no, we probably won't do that one again, but it was fun.
It was fun. That was actually kind of fun.
Yep. All right, so what are you going to show them next?
So we're going to do a quick echo just to create a little bit of dimension and create a channel. And you're going to use your hopping foot to do that. Now, your hopping foot right here is going to give you a nice about 1/4 inch distance from needle to the outside of the foot. So you can give yourself just a free flowing channel around this that's going to separate your foreground from your background. So you can start wherever you'd like, keeping that same distance. Pull up your bobbin thread, a couple of single stitches. We'll also do a tie. Perfect. And then you're just going to follow around the outside edge with the side of your foot. So we're going to take this and just work around. This is all free flowing. And it does not have to be perfect whatsoever. You're just having fun with it. I'm going to pause and move my thread. Just like that. And I'll trim these away, but I'm going to go ahead and still leave the needle down to do the next portion. And so the next thing we're going to work on is a dimensional stipple. So another thing that you can show customers or yourself if you're trying to figure out what stipple size you want. So close to the inside of this, we're going to do a really tight stipple, and then we're going to move out to a little bit of a wider. We don't have a ton of range out here to work from, but you can give yourself that movement whenever you're deciding how big you want to make your center section. And I'm going to move into constant speed to do this, just to give those that don't have a stitch regulator a little shout out. And when you're doing stippling, sometimes constant's just more fun. You're not having to fight the regulator to do it. So let's get going. What are the comments on the chair race?
We gave them a good laugh.
I bet they did. They're going to rewatch. I'm making it into a TikTok. Oh, I'm going to rewatch it all day.
Mindy says she needs to come take a class from me just so we can do a chair race.
I'm screaming. Come on. All right. So I'm in constant. I'm going at about 1,025 on my ANOVA, which is, that's how many stitches per minute that it would be giving. But you could do slower or faster, completely up to you. The biggest thing that you want to know about constant, if you've never used your machine without your stitch regulator, is just because your number is higher does not mean you're moving your machine a whole lot faster. Okay, you still want to keep a good flow. You want to find what your flow is to get a good quality stitch length when you're working on it. So right here, this is probably a little fast even, so I'm going to slow it down. And I'm giving myself a nice tight stipple, and we're going to do it in different sections. And so we can kind of section out this, I'm changing my mind as I go. So you do one stipple here. Biggest thing about stippling, no crossing over, no points, and try not to get into a pattern. So that's a little bit of maybe a 2 on your stipple there. If you want to get tighter, you could really get in. Hey, Mom, can we get no lights?
Yeah.
Oh, now it's a party. As my eyes have to readjust.
I know. It's a stipple party.
But this can be a really tight stipple. This would be really up close when you're doing something like maybe you've got applique or you want to work around it and really separate that from the background. Use your same thread color as your background fabric and then get really close and personal with it. And once it's off the frame, the applique or whatever you're working on will really pop. Oh, now I pressed the off button. There we go. Just like that. Now we can move into maybe a little bit of a larger stipple. On this section. And then let's move into even a larger stipple. So if you want to show yourself or your customer, oh, I bet that size would look good for what I'm working on. This gives you a couple of different stipple size options to work from. Just, let me pull up my thread real quick and then we can get the full picture of what we've done. Do we have time for one more? I think we've got time for one more. Just like that. So you have your, this we're technically op, so that's smaller. We probably should have done that one first, but it's fine. We have no rules here at After Hours. So you've got your sizing here of 1, 2, 3, and 4 to show not only yourself or someone else. Oh, these are the things, that I've been practicing or that I can work on and that I can do.
All right, I'm gonna flip the light back on.
All right, light back on. What time are we at right now?
6:40.
6:40. I think we're good. Actually, I'm gonna save the one for next week.
Okay.
I've got the stuff here on the outside, but I think I'm gonna save it for next week. We've done a lot tonight.
Yes, we have.
This is fun, and I've got a torn back, so we're fine. After you flipped me out of my chair, I'm fine.
That will be a funny TikTok. I can't wait to see
I'm making it into a TikTok. We're doing it. It's a TikTok.
I just wanted to have a little fun in between. A different kind of fun. Quilting is obviously really fun, but it's just a different kind of fun. So be surprised every blue moon I might pop in something. Chair race is over. We've done the chair race.
Okay, good. We can't go over our fabric wires much more. I don't want to redo those lights again. That's why you had speed bumps over there.
I know, exactly.
You got caught. That was the funniest thing.
I almost had it too, and then
We should have had GoPros that like followed over the top of us. I peed my pants a little bit. That was funny.
We are so glad that you were able to join us tonight and have some fun with us, and at the same time learn a few free hand techniques, and just know that, just try. It's all it's about, right?
That's the biggest thing. And also the biggest thing that I have been thinking about and reflecting about over this summer is when you are quilting, you are this far away from the quilt.
Yeah.
And you're noticing everything that is quote unquote wrong with what you're doing.
Notice he said quotes, because it's
a
not
lot of
wrong.
Nothing is wrong when you're quilting.
What is
it
it?
is complete. It is a design choice. And you can always remember, when you take off that quilt and you put it up on the wall, you will be the only one that notices anything that's wrong, and you probably won't even notice it.
Yeah, or it's on the bed, or you give it to somebody.
And once it's washed,
they don't look at any of that. They look at the overall thing, and they're just excited they get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No question.
So, alrighty.
I think that was it.
I think that's it.
I think so.
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It's down right there.
Right down there at the bottom right-hand corner.
There you go.
Again, our website where the fancy this book is at, which is over there, is longarmsupplies.net. Grab you one so you can make your sample and follow along each week.
Yeah, you can get one and we can ship it to you, or you can buy the digital download and you
just
can
get it up right then and there, that fast.
Either way.
I feel like I had one more thing to talk about.
I don't think so.
It's escaped me.
It's escaped you.
Did they have any more questions?
Oh, I don't see any questions. Nope, they just said great job.
Okay. Woohoo. Good team. Someone said, hope you're insured.
I know it's all
Workman's comp. Oh, gosh.
Don't think so. He'll see you next week.
I'm submitting a claim. Alrighty, y'all. Well, thank you all so very much. We hope you had a great night here at After Hours, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.